wants to do is get additional students on campus and stop turning kids away. That's number one. Right, wrong, and different, that's what they want to do. So the process is, how do you go about doing it and using this facility and making it the best to lay this all out? So the first process is saying we have multiple phase projects. So over the years you do multiple phases. We have 4 phases. At the end of this neighborhood these numbers may change. So you can take a deep breath. Sometimes it may be this number, it may be greater, it may be less. Because in the end, even if this master plan is approved and they can't fund it, it doesn't go forward. So there isn't a funding thing in place. So we have to realize that. So there's no funding in place, they have to fund it, they have to fundraise this. This could be a 30-year project. So first phase, what do they want to do first phase? What they want to do is improve the parking. Okay? Lay out the parking. Parking is inefficient, how it's diagonal parking. Rule number 1 in planning today, you can go home tonight knowing this, 90-degree parking parks more cars, gets the cars off the street. Charles will talk to that. Our traffic engineer will leave a little time for Charles.
Do you know how many existing spaces there are?
Charles will talk all about parking. He's Mr. Parking. So we're going to improve this parking layout, and then we're going to add modular units just to add more students. Come in, plop it down, put a fence around it, plan around it. I think most of the people for the foreseeable future would see this and drive by and never know it's there, except for the greening of this front of the campus. Changing the parking, some other things on getting people in and out, making it more efficient, helps in the parking. Helps to get people dropped off, alleviates the traffic, and again, Charles can do that. So this is phase 1. Questions?
Yes, I do.
I saw her first.
The first question for me would be, how much do you want to increase the number of students?
Okay, in this phase, okay, so forgive me all, don't beat me on the head right here, but as an architect, my job is to go in and say, what would be the maximum number, far out number? Would they grow to this much? Probably not, but you want to put the number out there, okay? So if you have the parking, what's the parking required for the city, for other schools and everything else, if you redid this parking, you could get 570 students on this campus per industry standards. This isn't what Dave came up with. This is city and industry standards on this, okay? Oh, no, this service.
My question is this: do you have in your bag of tricks there, do you have a map or a diagram that shows what's Berean property and what's the city's property?
I do, yes I do, sir.
Because it seems to me I recollect that part of the parking lot that faces the field actually belongs to the city.
That is correct, sir. We have a joint use agreement already in place.
And your expansion is going to be in the city's,
No.
joint use agreement you have in the city. Who in the city are you dealing with?
I am not dealing with anybody really in general. I've just had preliminary meetings with the city. I've done joint use, private school, church, with school districts in the Bay Area. Commonplace to be able to do that because the community benefits.
One more kind of
Okay.
when were you first retained by Berean? When did you get hired?
November? Yeah. So this isn't
I didn't hear that.
November of last year.
November of last year.
And my firm does 110 projects per year, so this isn't my only project, and this is just a piecemeal because I have to meet with committees and they have to go through and do that. We've already come up with a scheme that they rejected. They couldn't afford.
I also have a copy of the joint use agreement that we will put up on the website.
Okay, so typical joint use things are commonplace, legal, everything else. Could we do this without the park? Yeah. Okay, phase 2. Yes, sir.
I don't think parking is the issue. I think the number of cars on the street is the issue. The streets are not going to change. They're going to be as crowded and now more crowded with more students. So that's
Okay.
a real concern.
Okay, save that question for Mr. Abrams when he gets up after I'm
Is
done.
he going to reduce the number of cars and
No, he can explain the traffic flow. He understands that traffic stuff.
Does phase one include the new proposed building, or is phase
No,
one
no.
just the parking? and-
Just the parking and 4 modulars.
And it appears as though you're reconfiguring El Visadero Park as well?
No, the park stays the same.
Okay, so you're not expanding?
Just that the parking gets straightened out, okay? Phase one, okay?
Are you moving the entrance to the high school? Because right now
Yeah,
there's a
yeah,
dock
we're
in the park.
doing the thing to make it similar to get in, that's part of the parking. Okay, phase two, this is a multi-phase master plan. Phase two is one of the things that helps communities is being a good acoustical neighbor. I was the architect of North Creek Church off of Ignatia Valley Road. For years and years and years, they had problems with the neighbors, with the fences blown down, with the kids. There was a high school thing in the back. Silly things from high school kids. And we know when we were in high school, we did silly things. So what you have to realize is when you have high school kids, you have to do some parameters to keep it in shape. So one of the things in this phase would be is to put a wall similar to what's at North Creek Church. If you want to go driving there, driving the thing, you can see the solar panels, drive straight in, you see the wall that's mostly disappearing, and you put this with a precast concrete fence all the way around. We would include the parking, the park too,
How
but we
high is
don't,
it?
6 feet. We'd include the park, but we don't have to include the park. If someone says we can't make an agreement with the city and pull that off, then we wouldn't do that. But what we found is good fences make good neighbors. We take the sound away from the neighbors, and that makes it feel better, okay? So that is part of phase one. And then on this, if we can work out an agreement with the city, or if not, because of all the different activities and everything else, is to put a turf field where the park is. A turf field where the grass is, okay?
Artificial.
I understand. This is just a proposal. If everybody says, no, we don't like the turf field, we don't do it, then we don't do the turf field.
Okay, I for one say, don't do it.
I understand. Okay. On the other hand, there's this, and this is why we're following the city. City's in the process of changing their fields to turf fields because it's expensive to have grass fields. Anywhere from $30,000 to $50,000 a year to
Listen,
mow.
that's not a field, it's a community park.
It's a community
You
park.
don't apply that, you don't astroturf community parks.
It's actually a neighborhood park, not a community park.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Yes. All the community parks in San Francisco are turning to turf fields. All the community parks in Walnut Creek will move in that direction. Or public park, whatever you call it, are in the process of doing it because the expense to maintain these fields.
Well, the problem.
Just right or wrong. We'll keep on going. We'll keep on going.
No,
Okay?
the
That
problem
may be an
is
issue.
bigger because you're going to put lights and bigger bleachers and bigger things. Not only the.
I haven't got to the things. Okay?
Damage done by the wall, will that be repaired?
It will be repaired.
Because I have been waiting since they put the football field in, and I left the pictures up, and that's my backyard.
Understood. Okay, that would be good to get to Craig. Okay, phase two. Same amount of kids, not changing the amount of kids. Okay?
Excuse me, did you have a timeline between
No,
phase one, phase two?
It's 25 years.
I mean, that's total, or, okay.
No, it's
Phase one is
self-funded. So this could be, one could go one, and it could be 10 years. It could be 5 years.
Okay.
It's self-funded, so it's not like, I do public schools, and we're getting this bond money, we're gonna move here, we're gonna move here, and it marches through that process. This is not like this.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
When you say the same amount of kids, you're talking about 390 something or the 570?
570. 570. 570. Oh, 570, okay?
First stage.
Okay, this is phase two. Phase two.
I'm confused.
Okay, that's why we're stopping.
Phase one is doing artificial turf.
No.
In phase two, in phase one and phase two, you are not increasing building sizes.
Yes, they are.
Building.
They're adding 4 modular structures in phase one.
Adding modulars.
4 modular structures, phase one.
Okay.
Yes. Modular units. Okay? Okay, phase three. Phase three. Okay, what we need to do on phase three, and I've done, there was some, it's the visual aspects of doing this bleacher and storage area below. That quote I mentioned to Craig, maybe I'm stepping out of bounds here, but could be modified. You can put the batting cages inside that building, silence it completely. That's a good idea. So we hear the neighbors, we transform. I had the privilege of going to 18 Union Park for a Christmas party and was able to go to the batting cage. And I couldn't hit a 60-mile-an-hour fastball, so I guess I can't hit it in the major leagues. But anyways, so those are the things that you would do. You would come in through here and create this stadium thing that's needed that would allow the kids, during football, it's raining, soccer, my daughter played soccer, it's a place to go in during halftime to be able to dry off referees and bathrooms, taking the cooking facilities, everything else. That is phase three. Now, the other point that is a little bit of a...
How big is that? And where is it sited? I can't quite see.
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
Sorry, sir. I'll bring it over here. It's at the end of the field. It's right on Berean's property. It's this little thin little building. It's for storage, sort of cleaning up. Some of the problems is they have things all over the place.
Between the park and the Berean stuff in the back?
Yes.
Where it is?
Yes.
Where do you have the bleachers?
The bleachers are on top of it. Because we need storage. We need storage. We need storage.
Cooking facility in there?
Yeah, it's a snack shack. The cooking is loosely thing. It's a snack shack. Hot dogs, stuff like that. Typical.
The proposed height of this?
Typical height. We are on all this campus is under a 25-foot height limited as mandated by the general plan. Everything I propose is under 25 feet.
Can we go to the phase one though? Is that in the...
No, it's just
in your property or is in the neighborhood?
it is on the Berean property. Okay, Berean property, everything else. Okay, now, one of the things that you have to say is, oh, Dave, this may create some heartburn, but forgive me, it's big for high school sports. It's worked well at Northgate, even though it was a little bit of problem. People had some heartache, and then it came in, and now that it's installed, it's working well with the community, but again,
it's still a problem, in fact, with the Northgate community. My family's from over there. It's still a major issue.
There is a serious
but
problem.
they're getting better. Okay, so anyways.
There is a serious problem.
Okay, so football lights. Okay. Okay, now, before we have them, these are high performance lights. You see that the light pollution are.
Is that going to be in writing?
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh no.
Carried out in USA.
Yeah, no, I understand. I get my.
In writing.
Okay, no, it'll be in a formal process and be submitted in a formal process, and it will be public record.
Is there any residential neighborhood that have those kind of lights
Absolutely.
that the city aware?
Oh, absolutely. We will go and all the people just relax. We will get the exact locations, and you can go see that.
Well, which neighborhood, residential neighborhood have this kind of?
I have this. I printed it out. I have the area, but I don't have it with me. So tomorrow night,
Next time you bring there.
I will bring that, and you can go see this. Now, the other thing that someone mentioned is it will have a limit on the number of nights that lights can be on.
Doesn't matter. Why do they have to be on? Doesn't matter. One is
Because the other schools in the district have night lights, and they want to compete with the other schools in the district.
For 54 years, and I put up with a bunch of junk from this school.